We're live. Okay, we're live. I just got out of back-to-back meetings, and just in the spirit of live coding happy hour, nothing is prepared. We're going straight into it. I did manage to get my screen shared so I can pop that up. We're going to be talking about today is we're going to continue the build of our mini crossword app. So I think it was 3 weeks ago now. So, first of all, can y'all hear me? I just want to make sure. Before I was if you were tuned in the last episode, I was muted for like 2 minutes at the beginning of the stream, and that was very embarrassing. It looks like everyone can hear me, so I'll continue on. Hey, Value Pattern. We started we kind of brainstormed and ideated and designed an app that we're going to build on this stream. And it's called it's not called, it's going to be a mini crossword app based off of the New York Times Mini Crossword. Little 5x5 grid of mini crossword, because I thought there's so many like small short words that we could do that's ServiceNow related, or acronyms and stuff like that. That's 5 characters or less. So we designed that last time, and then I was last week was supposed to be the next stream, but I was in Chicago for the World Forum, so I wasn't able to stream there. And now we're back, and if you haven't heard already, all of us are switching to weekly streams. So live coding second breakfast, live coding afternoon tea, live coding Elevenses with me. We're moving all to weekly. So Christy's show on Monday, usually my show today, and then Travis's show tomorrow on Thursdays. Thank you everyone that's letting me know that my audio is good. Also, hi, Value Pattern, Felipe, Lavina, Altea Dev. What's up? Okay, so we are working on that app. Let me share my screen. Oh, this one, that one. Hi, Paige. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to do it in my PDI just because I know I should, and I like to do it in the tools that I know is accessible to everybody. So I'm in my PDI. Here's my Mural board from last time. We talked about all the core tables, how they're going to connect. We talked about potential UI elements and what needs to be eventually in this app. We did have stretch goals that we talked about. And then I started saying what fields need to be on each table according to our design. Do I remember half of what we talked about 3 weeks ago? I don't. That's why it's good that we have documentation on this. So that's good. So it's here. Let's jump in and start making it, though. One of the things I was thinking about eventually doing, though, is we're going to build it from scratch on this stream using a PDI. But maybe in a few weeks or in several weeks, when I do this stream for Community Week, which is in November, I think I'm going to try to redo this entire app as a one-shot with Build Agent and see how well it does. Because the cool thing about Build Agent is that it has, it can build React components and have its own like web page that it builds for the UI. And so knowing that, it'll probably be much better about building the actual game part of the crossword app than when me trying to do it in whatever UI I decide to do it in. So that'll be interesting. We'll see what happens with that. But for now, we're just going to start building it as normal. And yeah, and I think I think last time I did turn on some music because it was so, what song do I do? Song? Yeah, some nice little lo-fi. Yeah, value pattern. 5x letter words. I mean, there's so many like acronyms or like ITSM or glide. Oh, is that what you're saying? VAR-GR is a 5-letter word? That's great. Yeah. That could be a entry into it. Sweet. So let's go ahead and just jump in. Since I am in a Zurich instance, right? What is this? Did this get patched yet? Let me see. Oh, it's patch 0 still, so I do need to upgrade this eventually. But we can get started and jump into ServiceNow Studio because it has source control, which I need to probably create a new GitHub repository. I'll do that later. We'll just start the app first. Whew. I am all over the place. I've been nonstop this morning. My baby girl got an award, her first award today. She's in kindergarten and she got her first award at school. So I missed I missed half of a meeting so I could attend and scream and be embarrassing. I was the only parent that like hooted and hollered when she was on the stage. But my little baby, she got an award for responsibility. It's cute. I know it's kindergarten, whatever. I'm still proud of her. And she's proud of herself. That is more important. So that's good. Mini crossword. Mini dash crossword? Mini crossword. You know, I never include a description. I really should. Based on the 555 crossword app. Continue. Ooh, should I make a image? What if? Okay, let me do this real quick. Let's see. I love playing with Nano Banana for this stuff. An app icon for a ServiceNow Mini Crossword application. I'll zoom in for you, everybody. Say, create images. I love playing with this stuff and seeing what it comes up with. Okay, that is a thing, and I'm going to use it. You will want. We'll leave the default roles: admin, user. Probably. I wonder if we need a contributor role. No, because I want a user to be able to eventually do submissions and stuff like that. So I don't think we need to add new stuff. Okay, so we'll leave those roles, set up the app. And this is where I'm going to plug. If you haven't yet, I'm in ServiceNow Studio in Zurich, and I particularly like that because in Zurich they now have source control integration into ServiceNow Studio. I have a blog post at devlink.sn/blog that if you could scroll back a little bit, there is a article that I wrote about ServiceNow Studio's source control integration, a very long technical how-to article. Check that out if you are interested in seeing what I'm going to be doing today about that. Yeah. Okay, what next? I gotta switch back. I like to go straight to app details from here and also refresh this list so when my app shows up, there it is. So here is our fun separation of our app files in the app details page. Oh, fun fact, if you didn't know, one of the best ways for me to describe app development to somebody that's getting into ServiceNow app development is I like this screen. This is the screen you might be used to from seeing App Engine Studio before it was also used for ServiceNow Studio's app details page. But the reason why I like utilizing a page like this to describe ServiceNow app dev is because it really breaks down the 4 core elements of what makes an app an app. And so what I like to do is I tell people, hey, like look at your phone. Here's my bebe. Look at your phone, pick any app on your phone, and then think about what makes that app an app if you were trying to develop something. And so from there, most apps are just a database with a user interface with automation that happens according to that data and that user interface and the security behind it. When you think of those 4 things, that's what makes up every app on your phone, every app on your computer. It's the same thing with app development. It helps a lot of the design process and the building process to remember those 4 pillars because they often interact with each other in different ways. And so I like to describe it as this screen. Think about your data, think about your UI, think about the automations like the flows and stuff like that, and the security behind all of that. And congrats, you understand app architecture at that point. So I like the screen. But yeah, let's just start making tables. I got tables to make. I thought it was loading. I gotta type it in. All right, first table we're making, daily puzzle. And is it daily or random? No, hold on, let me look at this. How did I structure this? If it's bolded, it references another table, which means I should make all the tables that have no references to other tables first, and then go for there, just so I can do it in an easier go. All right, we'll do that. I'm going to be a little quieter now unless there's something to talk about as I just do the monotonous work of creating tables. Oh, which one's it? Okay, one of the tables is extending from task is what we said last time. So not yet, but we'll get there. So, daily puzzle. Where was daily puzzle on this? Was it this? Yeah, okay, that's this one. Shouldn't it have a date field? Or is that going to be automated? Because if it's just going to make it every day, then I'll go by date. No, we should have that field there. Do I want to set the read-onlys now or do it later? We'll do it now. Did that save when I did that? Yeah, it did. Okay. And the default value. That's a required field. No default value. Date. And that will only be if it's a daily. Yeah, I think that's it for that table. Okay, how do I want to indicate that I made this? That works. All right, pause grid. Let's go to word categories as my next one. So I gave the user role access to read and write and create because I did have that feature of letting people generate their own. Oh, where am I? Oh, I should have pressed edit. My bad. Does this page not refresh by himself? Oh, I guess not. Name and description. Does anybody else? What are other people's, like, when you do string lengths, max lengths? What numbers do you pick? Because I know I often see inside of ServiceNow there's 40, I see 100. I see 200, I see 1,000, I see 2,000, I see 4,000. It's silly. I know that it probably doesn't work this way, but I tend to do mine in bit sizes. So I tend to do like 128, 256, 512, but I know it probably doesn't work that way because that's not the actual table, like column size and stuff like that. But for some reason, I just like it, so I do it. Meh. See, I know I'm not alone. I know other people do it, even though we know it doesn't work that way. But I don't know, feels right. Okay, then we can do this one now. Morning, David. Good morning. I got my coffee. Though I acknowledge a lot of people aren't on the west coast of the States, so it's not morning for a lot of people, but it is for me still. I should have made more coffee before I jumped on the stream. I like numbering records. I like it. I just do it. You know what? I probably should just do this. Let me just adjust my screen real quick. The word name? No, word? Just word, I think so. Oh, if it's... So the max length would only be 5 for this game. Okay, that works. Definition. Oh, that's fun. David says that he plays Redactyl. Last stream I talked about different ones too, like a couple of ones that I played a lot, and then one that I actually helped moderate for a while before it closed down. I haven't played Redactyl. I should try that one. I like Wikipedia articles too, so I'll check that one out. Thanks, David. I can't remember what hint was supposed to be. Was it a hint about the word or about... We'll just have it for now. And then category was a reference to an existing table that we just made. I think it was word category. Yep. Cool. That's that table. Whoa. Puzzle grid or grid? Puzzle grid. Dude said the hardest Wikipedia article I've ever encountered was salad, because there's so many, everything's considered a salad, apparently. I just realized we named one table incorrectly. It shouldn't have been daily puzzle, it should have just been puzzle. It's okay. All right, what I'm thinking now is, do I need to tie this? So the whole point of the hints thing was so that we can track how many times a person used a hint. But do we, right now this would mean we're only tracking how many times we use a hint per word. But theoretically speaking, a word can show up on multiple puzzles. We don't want to have the hints be tracked across just the word, because you might forget what a clue is over time. So we need to track it by the actual instance also. Okay, yeah. Which we haven't done instance yet, so we're going to need to come back to this slide. Oop, not that button. Actually, I'll come back to this one because I got to finish the word one. I made the. I guess I didn't make the typo. Oh, yeah. Don't my own notes say I haven't yet. Now, I think I forgot to make some of these mandatory choices. Puzzle instance. Actually, I'm going to go back to daily puzzle and fix some. Well, let me. Did I forget anything else? Direction. This should just be called grid to be consistent. And daily puzzle should just be called puzzle. And I'm going to go back and change this away from read only because I haven't been consistent on that yet. So I'm going to be consistent on not being read only until later. Okay, so then these two are done. I have one more table to make. because we were going to do leaderboard off of two things. One is off the instance. Oh, we got to redo instance. I didn't extend it. Bollocks. Okay. I'll come back to that. I like to use float just because how much more memory space I get with it. Okay, so I need to redo instance because we can't I can't retroactively turn it into an extended table. Which means I need to make sure this doesn't break. Oh, 1 second. That was scary. So what just happened was I'm doing the stream and just diligently working, and then I get a notification on my watch saying like there's someone at your front door, a motion sense, and then I hear the front door open, and I hear the alarm sound of the doot doot saying the door is open, and I'm like, what? And so I muted myself on the stream and I went, hello? And no answer. And I go, hello? And that's when I stood up and I was about to go fight somebody. But then my dog comes running in, and I go, oh, because my dog was at the groomer this morning, and apparently my in-laws went to go pick him up. I'm usually the one who picks him up, but apparently Rebecca, my wife, got the notification that he was ready, and she knew I was in meetings and a live stream, so she didn't want to interrupt me and ask them to go pick up my dog, and that they were just bringing him home, but they just didn't hear me when I was saying hello, and so they didn't say anything. Whew. Get some adrenaline pumping now. I was like, who is opening my front door right now in the middle of the day? Anyways. Rebecca's like, sorry, I tried to warn you. That's Rebecca. I turn off all my notifications and close all my stuff so it doesn't like appear on screen or bother me during the stream. I was like, oh, who just opened our door? Anyways, that happened. Ugh. Wait, how do I extend this table from task in this interface? Hey, Bobo. Hi, puppy. There's my boy. You're a baby boy. Look at your haircut. You got a new haircut. It's longer than normal, but it's okay. It's cute. Here's my Bobo. Bodie. Ooh, you smell good, Bo. Good boy. You want to cheat? Good boy. Okay, bye-bye. This is make extensible, but how do I extend table? No, I just did it again. I can't do it after it's made. Can I extend a table from within this interface? I guess I'll delete this table again and go back to the other. Go back to the UI or the core UI. Oh shoot, was I making roles each time for that? No, just two. All right, good. No, I'll make the fields back in the other interface. All right, there's all my task fields. It did delete the reference. Good. Okay, so I need to make that reference again. Okay, finally. Wow, that took a lot longer than I expected it to be. That was like 40 minutes just to create all these tables. Okay, so the next part would just, so let me plan now. So, done the tables. They are connected in the database. Now, the most important part would be the UI, right? I think so. I think also now is a great time for me to connect things. Let me just where do I want to make this? In my own repository or in the dev program one? My PDI. I'm just wondering if like security would get mad at me. Mini Crossword in ServiceNow. What was the divestment? Phil, I don't know. What would be my estimate for this project? I honestly thought it would be like 4 hours. 4 hours, so 4 episodes worth. That was my guess. We'll see how well I do. Last time I estimated I think 2 hours worth and it ended up being 3. Or was it 3 and then it ended up being 4? So I'm gonna say 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours. That is basically how I go about doing certain things. No. No. But yeah, I don't really think that far ahead, to be honest. What was I doing? Y'all are so distracting. Oh, source control, that's right. Okay. Do I have a credential in here? Oh, I do have a credential in here. All right, here is it. I'm going to go to settings and change the default branch over to this one. Update that. There we go. All right, here's my source. Here's all the generated files. I am not setting up Scrum for this project. Okay, so my next plan of action is the UI, which is going to be the meat of all of this. I will likely try to use AI to help build it. So that'll be a fun tackle next week of trying to finesse an AI assistant to help code the interface. I will likely do it. The problem with service well, no. I think it's doable in a service portal. Most of it will be client side, which should be able to access most new stuff. The rest is just database connection, which I can do easily. Yeah, okay, so the plan of action, I should make a note for myself. Reminder for week 3. Start by getting all the relevant data into the data object, then AI it into Oblivion. AI the UI into Oblivion. Okay. I think that's what my plan is. And we're at the hour. Wow, I did not do much this. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks, Phil, also hanging out, chatting. Travis, thanks for jumping in at the end. David for chatting. Becca for scaring the crap out of me. Well, Becca's parents. Yeah. Cool. Simple episode, but that's what coding is, right? Like that's the whole point of the show, is just live coding. That's how it is. I am using new tools. I'm using something only available in Zurich with the source control stuff. So there's that showcase, but it's in ServiceNow Studio, source control. Cool. Just building fun stuff. The real fun will be next week when I start building the UI. So tune in next week. Yay. All right. Bye, everybody. I'm going to call it. I got to make sure everything is set up. Outro video? Yeah. Outro video. Outro. Okay, bye.